Dean, I've always said that the sun never sets on the Collecting Weekly empire.
I've never heard you say that.
I've always said it from the first day to the last, and Pete here is proof of that. Live from the United Kingdom. First off, Pete, I'm so sorry to hear about your dear prince.
Oh, thank you very much.
Just awful, absolutely awful.
Yeah, it was sad.
Are you an angel?
What?
An angel. I heard the deep space pilots talk about them. They're the most beautiful creatures in the universe.
Hello there.
We are tonight's entertainment.
We would be honored if you would join us.
You've got a billion toys.
You brought in the doll collection.
These are not dolls, Jim. These are commodities. Same as gold or oil.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0.
You are now listening to the Collecting Weekly podcast.
Shall we lock in the artillery power?
This is the true form of floor gang right here. Very nice. YouTube.com/collectingweekly. Thank you very much. That's very cool. Big.
Hey guys, my name is Zach.
I'm Dean.
I'm Pete.
I'm Mario.
I'm Eddie.
And I'm Jonathan.
Welcome to this week's episode of Collecting Weekly. It's a weekly podcast where my friends and I talk about the things that matter the most to us this week in collecting.
That's right. We want to take a quick second to thank our sponsors, Water Scrapyard and 1-6 Corner.
We have...
Wow,
I'm sorry.
you cut me off.
I'm so sorry. Go ahead.
Shout them out for sponsoring this week's episode.
Sweet Angels. We have a great show planned for you guys tonight. A new Hot Toys DX figure, some Asmus stuff, a crate that has been recovered from the bottom of the ocean, and more. Before we get into it, Dean, let's kick it off with the world's favorite podcast segment.
Yeah, you guys ready?
Yes.
It's new this week.
Yeah, what did you get new this week? I didn't get anything, so.
Yay.
Yeah. I know, I was like, you asked me for pictures, I was like, oh, dude, I don't think I got anything.
Nothing at all.
Nothing at all. Pete, you had a pretty epic mail call. Tell us what you got.
Yeah. So obviously it's the Jazzing Dioramas Falcon cockpit. Check out if you haven't checked out my YouTube video, my unboxing video, go and have a look. I enjoyed doing that. I decided I couldn't do it live because it's just me, and it's a bit tricky trying to get that out and bits and pieces. But I think it went well. Yeah, it was. I was always due for an April delivery, but I know that things have got pushed back a bit and bits and pieces. So I was a little bit guilty of messaging Yost a bit, but I always kind of try and justify it by the fact that he's a friend of the show and we've spoken to him and everything.
Oh
but
my god, he's using his connections.
He probably just thinks, how
dare you,
Pete?
Dude,
Stop
Pete,
messaging
don't
me.
get into
Pete's like,
politics.
bro, I will do an unboxing if you get me this before July. Yeah. That's the only reason why.
So anyway, they basically said they had a kind of final batch that they could ship before the end of April. Before then, it would be about a 6-week wait to the next lot. So I was like, I want to get one. So they asked people who, if people wanted to go, because there's some people that are waiting out for this lighter paint job that they're going to do and everything, and the screw holes they're going to cover up or something. So, and I thought, you know what, they don't bother me. I'll get one now. And I absolutely love it. It's brilliant.
Yeah, and I mean, worst case, the screws are pretty easy to fix. Like, you could just fill them in and paint over it.
Yeah, easy. I know. I did plan to do that, and I may still do that. But if you're more than about 4 or 5 feet away, you don't even see them. You don't even see them. So
I mean, even in this thumbnail, I can barely. I feel like people were making a way bigger deal.
Yeah, because you can just make out one on the left hand side there. But no, it's all really nice. I say it's probably it's very clean inside, and I get that because kind of the weathering is it depends what you see. I mean, Mario, you've been I presume you've been in the one at Galaxy's Edge.
Yeah, quite a few times.
How does that one look? Does it look kind of beaten up and weathered? the controls and stuff?
No, it's actually pretty clean
Quite
inside.
clean, yeah.
Yeah, you know what? I can in the background. I'll pull up a picture real quick. I'll see if I can find something.
Because yeah, it depends. Some pictures you look at, it's all really weathered, and so I might put a little bit of detail, bit of weathering on the control yokes and bits and pieces, because they just look like they're kind of just a plain silver paint. But apart from that, I might do something with the flooring. There's debate about whether the floor should just be a flat metal or whether it's a grid or something. It's a little bit boring looking. I might put a grid in there or something just to break the floor up a bit. But no, it's great. I mean, the lights are fantastic. I think originally there was going to be it didn't have lights, and then they had the DX package. But I think if you go for it, you've got to have the lights, because it just brings it alive. And kind of when you put you got your figures in there, and you're kind of right down with your head there, you're kind of inside the cockpit. I mean, it's so cool. It's got about 12, 13 different sound effects, very loud. Some of them go on forever. Like they've got the whole, pretty much the whole asteroid sequence on there, and the TIE Fighter battle for A New Hope, bits and pieces. Oh, okay, so they've kind of gone with quite a stylized kind of, well, obviously the seating needs to be, and the but yeah, it's a little bit weathered on the sides and everything I can see there.
Yeah,
so
it's themed up after The Force Awakens.
Might do something like that. Give it a bit of a black wash in there.
I didn't realize this was the ride, and I was like, "Why are there so many seats?"
Yeah, no, that's
I was like, I was just looking at Pete's picture. There was only 4, but
exactly.
I don't know.
Yeah,
that's hilarious.
So
that's the minivan version.
Yeah, it's the
long wheelbase,
stretch limo version. Yeah,
it looks great.
No, I can't say enough about it. You know, Yost and his family done a fantastic job. It all works. It all fits together nicely. Obviously, there's the back section as well. But I think I don't know how you display that and actually, really be able to ever see that, because you don't want to ruin your view of this beautiful vision here. So I don't think I'll ever do anything with the back section, but it's nice to have it there.
I'm insanely jealous.
You're making
this
me
is
want
amazing.
one.
This is amazing, bro.
You were going to order one, Dean, and you backed off.
I bought a computer instead.
Yeah.
If I could do it again, I would have just got this.
Yeah. I mean, let's be fair. It's a huge chunk of cash. It does take up a lot of space, and obviously that's one of the themes of today. But when's this ever going to come up again? So I had a moment of weakness last summer and thought, yeah, I'll go for it. Sold a few figures, and it kind of paid for it, so I didn't feel too bad. I wasn't spending the kid's inheritance. So
there you go. There you go.
Yeah, and that was it. Yeah, so a great week for me.
We do have an unboxing video on the channel. If you want to check out Pete's initial impressions of the cockpit, check that out. It's a great little video. Thank you for shooting that for us.
No problem. That was good.
Eddie, what'd you get this week?
So I got the 1000 Toys Master Chief. I actually picked this up from Dylan. He had it and he didn't want it anymore and gave it to me for a good price, because I think on the aftermarket they're selling for like 170 now, 180.
Oh, Jesus.
And it retailed for 125, so Dylan gave it to me for retail. It's a pretty cool piece. What I like the most is the articulation on it. It's a bit of a stylized Master Chief, a little bit more like sleek armor, and it's not as detailed as it would be in the game and stuff. And
yeah, this is Halo 1. Combat Evolved.
But it's cool. It's got some die-cast metal legs. It comes with the energy sword there, and then it comes with 2 pistols and the rifle.
Dual-wield.
Yeah, and the way they did the way you attach the pistols is pretty cool. On the side, he has some panels that you can remove, and then they give you these little pistol holders that clip into there. But
that's cool.
Yeah, it's a cool figure.
How tall is he?
That's the thing. He's I haven't measured him, but he's 6-7 inches maybe. He's pretty small next to like other figures. Like if you have Marvel Legends, he'll be like small next to them. You know what I mean? But I was looking it up because I had him next to my Mayfex Michael Jordan, and Michael Jordan was 6'6", and Master Chief's supposed to be 7 foot, but he's roughly like the same height as the Jordan figure. So I don't know what scale Mayfex stuff is, but they're like close to the
Should be pretty
same
close
height.
to 12th scale, right? How does the Jordan scale up with Legends? Is it small?
Yeah, it's a little bit smaller.
Actually, I think it is a little less than
It's
12th scale because
true.
the miles is really short too.
Well, isn't like Legends are 6-inch scale, but then like Mayfex and stuff is like true 1/12, right?
Something
I
like
don't
that.
know. Yeah.
It's something weird.
Yeah. But all in all, it's a great figure. I like it. You know, glad I was able to pick it up at retail. So.
Hell yeah. Let's check in on the chat. We have KJ Smith, Rome Ross, the Everyday Collector, Danikin, Lee Walker, JB Collection, Sean Fear, Dean the Dream, Martin, Scott Bradley, Caesar M, Equan, a bunch of other people in the chat. Welcome. Mario, what did you get this week?
Picked up the 40th anniversary of Boba Fett. Now, I had to wait for the second sideshow run. I had it on the first batch, but just really couldn't pull the trigger on it then when it was ready. So finally, someone got it back into stock, and I just got it over the weekend. It's a nice piece. I really like it.
Yeah, great.
He looks great. Yeah.
This is the one with the special packaging, right? Like
yeah.
Kenner style.
Exactly. Yeah, the vintage style packaging. What I like about this piece are the switch outs on this thing. I've got the standard ESB Boba, and I wanted to get this one originally, but I never got a chance to get it. And then when I made up my mind to really try to chase after this thing, it had completely sold out. So I was thankful that this was my second chance, that I had a second chance to get this piece. I really liked it. So it's a good looking figure.
The colors look great. The greens look vibrant and everything. So, congrats.
Yeah, thanks.
Yeah. Dare I say a reissue, maybe?
This is a reissue.
How dare you?
I had a pretty slow week. I got the Transformers micro action figure. They call it the world's smallest Bumblebee. Sweet Angel Mark Pearson sent this over to me. And it was funny because last week, Saturday after the show, I had went to Target and I saw the Starscream and I was like, that is so cool. And they had another, like the same line, but from Magic the Gathering. It was like the world's smallest Magic deck. And it was like a 60-card deck that was playable, but it's, like tiny. And I was like, man, if they had the B, I'd totally get one. And I didn't really mention it at all. And Monday, Mark was like, hey, or I'm sorry, Friday, Mark was like, hey, I found this. Would you be interested in it? And I was like, dude, you read my mind. And it's cool. It comes with a little stand and the packaging. I haven't actually opened it from the bubble card thing, but the back of the packaging, it looks like you can actually take the figure out. It's like hinged in the back, and you can, I guess, put it on the stand and then put it back. I probably won't ever do that, but it's a pretty neat scale. I want to, eventually when I get the courage to take it out of the plastic thing, I want to put it with my 6-scale figure and see how that scales up. But it's like super cool.
How small is it, Zach?
It's it's over there. I would say the actual card itself is maybe like 2 inches tall. Mm-hmm. Yeah, so it's pretty small. Yeah. Dollar Tree, which is like a dollar store in where we live. I don't know if you guys have them over there, but they sell one and it looks identical. And I was thinking that this company was just repackaging that one. But this is like maybe a third the size of that one. It's really small. So it's definitely cool. So big shout out to Mark for that. And I told him I'd hook him up with something cool for hooking me up. Going back to Ichiban Kuji, it's like that Japanese style lottery. I did pick up the Eva Unit 1 from a guy that like purchased a case of them. And so I have that coming in and I'm hoping to unbox it tomorrow, though it may either be like right before After Dark or even during After Dark. So I'm not sure if it's going to be its own stream yet, but I'm getting that tomorrow. And it's pretty cool because they took that Unit 1 and then they redid it in the Awakening colors with some Awakening parts. And that's coming out, I think they said in June as like the next wave of that for the new film that just came out. So I have that on pre-order, and I'm pretty excited about it. And we'll talk more Ava stuff later in the show during the Joy of Hobbying. Getting into the news, we have some new pre-orders: Hot Toys, Ahsoka, and Grogu. You get 2 different versions if you're buying this: $315 for the exclusive accessories deluxe edition, and then $285 for the non-Grogu / DX style base. These are coming out July to September 2022, and I think they look pretty good. Here's a few pictures here of the sculpt showing off some of the posability. And really, I think my only issue that I have with this set, actually 2 issues. The first is they went with the seamless shoulders, and I think that's a pretty big mistake on a character like Ahsoka, where I think with this outfit, you're really granted a lot of, you're not really worried about leather or pleather ripping, or, the pants getting bunched up and getting damaged, like, maybe on a Spider-Man figure or other figures. So having that shoulder without a joint seems like a mistake. And the other thing is, Manny pointed this out, but the Ahsoka head sculpt looks almost identical to the Bo head sculpt, and I can't unsee it. Like, I just can't. What are you guys' thoughts on these things? On these 2?
It is very similar.
Yeah, very similar.
They're both very, like, pronounced jawline women, though. Like, they both have, like, pretty similar, like, bone structure in the cheeks and in the jawline. Yeah. So there is that. So I don't know if they were just like, hey, fuck it, let's use this sculpt that we already did. Yeah, it could be, but I think it looks fine.
Yeah, I don't see it. Even with an overlay, you could see the difference in their lips, their eye shapes. Now, if you have 2 pissed off people or like stern looks on their faces overlap, there's obviously going to be some similarities. I don't see that. They clearly look like 2 different people. But you are correct about the shoulder. Now, unfortunately, I don't see any other way around it, because we're probably going to piss someone off. Either way, they would have pissed people off.
You're not wrong. I've seen muscle bodies that have, like, the torso as like one rubber piece, and then the arms are like hard plastic, but they are actually a joint between them.
Yeah, like the Ray.
Like the Creed that I have, the Ray as well, the Creed that I have, and they don't look bad. But you're right, it's one of those things, like, the rooted versus actual sculpted hair. Like, half the people are going to be pissed off. I love this outfit, though. I personally won't be picking this up, but I think it's great that they give you the option. Like, if you bought the deluxe Mando, you already have 2 Grogus. Like, hey, if you don't need all this extra stuff and you have an extra Grogu, you have an option to get it for $285. Though I do think that's a bit expensive, and a lot of people are complaining that though this is a DX set, it doesn't really feel like a DX set.
Yeah.
So
I don't really understand.
It, really
it feels like they've really kind of diluted the DX line.
Yeah,
you're not wrong. Yeah.
I don't think there's any reason.
A deluxe and a DX is kind of
exactly. Yeah, it seems like you're getting more out of the actual deluxe set than an actual DX. So I see no reason for this thing to be a DX at all. I mean, let alone the other one. What is it? The DX20?
Yeah.
With even fewer accessories. Why are you even calling that a DX?
Yeah.
The DX20 was the Bale the Bale remake, right?
No, that's the DX19.
That's the
The DX20 is the lighter Ahsoka. The one with the less accessories.
Yeah.
The DX21.
Yeah, I got you. Okay.
Yeah, it was Ahsoka and Grogu.
Everyone thought it was going to be that Heath Ledger.
Joker. Everyone
the Joker, baby.
Thank goodness it wasn't. But I think the figure looks great.
For John's heart.
Yeah, exactly. Figure looks. Sorry, go ahead, P.
No, I was going to say, I know where that quote's from now, because I just finished watching the whole run of American Office. So.
Figure looks great, but again, it's the arms, like the seamless arms. I don't think it's going to be recommended to put her in a pose that's not a museum pose, because over time, that rubber's just going to tear.
Well, even if it does tear, you just slap the poncho on her, and then you got the other look. Right?
Yeah, you can. But
battle damage, baby.
Yeah, battle damage.
Exactly.
Yeah, for me, when I think of Ahsoka, I don't think of Rosario. So I'm just gonna get the Clone Wars one that comes out sooner, and call that a win. I don't know. Like, I don't hate Rosario as Ahsoka. I just, like, don't buy it, if that makes sense. Like, I was just kind of like...
Did the Clone Wars version have seamless arms too? Or seamless shoulders?
We can pull it up real quick.
I think it does.
Equan says jointed shoulders would really bother me and stick out like a sore thumb.
Yeah, they would bother me.
Same here. Same here. I like how it looks right as is.
I mean, it looks fantastic. Now, and I do this, so I don't see it being a huge fucking problem. I think people like to make mountains out of molehills. But do a pose like this, take a couple pictures, and then undo it.
Exactly.
Yeah.
My Wonder Woman has held up fine because I don't do crazy shit with it.
Yeah.
People are always posting their Wonder Woman's like armpits or their shoulder blades are all fucked up. I'm like, yeah, but you leave it in these poses.
Yeah, I think if you didn't put the arms much higher up than that, you'd be fine. But as soon as you started getting sort of to that level, then you'd be stressing the underarm.
And keep in
Looking
mind,
at looking at these photos, I think it is a segmented,
Yeah, I think
but
I
this
played
is a
with
real
that.
clean transition because you got the outfit that can cover that that transition. Go ahead, Jonathan. I'm sorry.
I think Hot Toys is going to be looking at this Ahsoka figure and seeing what comes out that collectors really like, what they don't like. Because don't forget, we're still going to be getting the show. So I don't think this is going to be the only Ahsoka figure we're going to be.
Correct.
Oh, no.
Going to be getting. Yeah.
I do like her little ninja feet. I thought
Yeah,
that was
those are
cool.
pretty cool.
with
those
the
look cool.
toes. Yeah.
I love the armor bits. I mean, this is without a doubt a great looking figure.
Yeah.
Just for me personally, when I think of Ahsoka, I think of Clone Wars, so I'd rather have that look
Makes sense.
than this. But that being said, this thing looks amazing, and if anybody is on the fence, like I could see why. That's just me personally. I'd rather go Clone Wars.
Yeah,
I'm gonna get both.
Me too.
That's true. You could get both.
You're not wrong.
She should have come with the spear.
That's what I say. Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. Yeah.
I was just about to say that. Yeah, I think that's an accessory that we all want that no figures come with yet. So, I think you're not wrong. I think some people said this is a reuse of the Yoda base also from ESB, but I don't recall it having that big tree on the side.
It does. It does. I have that.
It's very similar.
It's the exact same base.
Okay.
It would have been nice to have another head sculpt, like a battle head sculpt. That would have been nice too,
DX,
especially for the DX. Yeah, exactly.
I know this one does feature the eye rolling system, I believe. So there's that.
And so did Alita, and that wasn't a DX.
Yeah.
Will this one with Grogu come with
that figure
her
so
regular
bad.
base too? Or is it just
most
gonna be
likely
that DX base?
Usually they come both. I don't know if it's confirmed, but usually we'll get the basic base as well.
Because the regular base is kind of cool. It's that lake scene.
Yeah.
that she's
All the reason they
fighting
get them
the
both,
chicken.
right?
Oh, you're saying the regular base from the? No, that I don't think we'll get.
No, I think if you get the exclusive, then you get the diorama base, and if you get the regular, you get the.
Yeah, I thought you were talking about that black stand, the regular black stand that we usually get.
And that's what Equan just said. He says, "I hate how they don't include the regular waterfront base with the deluxe DX."
Yeah, they won't.
But that's weird though, because I think for every DX that I like, the older ones, like for example DX07, you would get the diorama base and like a generic style base.
Correct.
So
Yeah.
Of course.
I think that kind of goes back to what you guys were saying about watering down of the line.
Yeah,
it's
because
a
I think
shame.
DX07 was there for. Well, no, they would have been further into the line, the DX line. But again, that's when they were innovating. The DX line at that time was an innovation. Now you gave the perfect analogy. It's watering down.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, you can see right here the base has that big old tree sticking out.
Yeah.
Is it the same tree? Because the tree looks different.
Yeah, that
It might be painted a little bit differently.
They just
It looks
like
different.
The sculpt looks different, not the paint.
Yeah, it looks different to me, but
I don't know. Tree gate, base gate. Anyways, Asmus showed their Helm's Deep Legolas, $195 for the collector's edition, $289 for the exclusive. This is coming out June 2021. The difference here being the online store exclusive comes with this little diorama in the back, and it's actually quite large. It comes in at 50 centimeters tall, so it's definitely going to be something that you need a little bit of space with, if that's how tall the figure is going to be. This is what you get in the regular edition set. So again, the difference being the diorama. Not a huge fan of the head sculpt, and I'm not a huge fan of the mixed sculpted / rooted hair. Other than that, I think the outfit and the accessories look fantastic. What do you guys think about it?
Yeah, they're always just slightly off on the sculpts. Like I could see it like in the eyes and like the mouth, but like the nose seems a little too broad, and his head seems too like wide. What's his name is a real thin guy, especially as Legolas. He's very like.
Yeah, people say they see a lot of Ray Liotta in this sculpt.
Yeah, dude. Holy shit.
It's crazy.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Dude, the second you said Ray, I was like, oh yeah.
Yeah. I really like it. I've obviously got the first one. I think the first one's got a stronger likeness to Orlando Bloom, but obviously it had all plastic hair and it was pretty bad. I might pick up the basic one. I'm not interested in that massive diorama.
Yeah, I don't know. In pictures I'm looking at on Google, like his head's pretty thick. Like, when I saw it, I know people were disappointed in the way the face looked, but I think it looks pretty close. The problem is with their Lord of the Rings figures is it'll probably look worse in hand. You know what I mean?
You're not wrong.
But the one thing I like about the figures they're doing is these bases. These diorama bases are really cool.
Nice. Yeah.
I really like
How
them.
do you guys feel about rooted and sculpted hair together?
Do not.
Yeah,
like it. No.
I think that's worse than one or the other.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Like,
just
just
give like
pick
stick
one
to
or the
one.
other.
Stick
Yeah.
to one,
I think the
Yeah.
Jack Sparrow, the later DX actually has some of that.
Yeah, that's why I
Yeah.
didn't get that one.
Yeah.
I picked
The
the other
reason
one.
they've always said they couldn't do this fully rooted because they can't. There's no way they can do the braiding on the sides. Now, obviously, we know that some custom people have done that, but they're charging £300 just to do one
That's
head.
wild.
I had a better solution or a cheaper solution because the Asmus figures, that face comes off. It's like a separate piece. It will come off the head. And I bought one of these kind of £20 doll's heads off online, and you can take the hair piece off that, and I just grafted that on, and it looks really good. That was the only problem with that original one, was the horrible sort of bright yellow plastic hair. But I don't know, I like this. I think it's cool, but I mean I don't need two Legolas. I'd only pick it up. I think it depends whether the whole outfit, apart from the extra shoulder pieces and the belt and the sword, if it's all the same, then it might not be worth me getting. But I do love me some Lord of the Rings.
If there wasn't so many characters in this fucking series, I would buy them.
Yeah, you only
but
need
it's like
9.
even the Fellowship is how many people?
9.
It's like 9 people.
Yeah, it's like, dude,
yeah.
fuck no. 100%. Like, I want a Legolas and an Aragorn and a Boromir, like Gimli, right? Like, you can't have Legolas without Gimli.
No,
They're
you
best
could go
friends.
with 3. You could have Aragorn, Gimli, and Legolas, and that would
Yeah,
that
but
would
dude,
work.
the Hobbits, they're the
But then
fucking
you want,
heroes.
Yeah, and then you want Gandalf.
Exactly.
Yeah,
like,
I know.
it sucks, dude, because like I really do love Lord of the Rings, and like at least like once a year, I'll like plan a week where I watch the extended versions.
Yeah. Did you get the 4K ones, Dean?
No, I just have the DVD ones. Rainer got them for
DVD?
me as a gift.
DVDs, really? Wow.
Not even Blu-ray.
No, they're just the DVDs.
Jesus, man.
Dean, I have the trilogy on Vudu. You can watch it in like, I think it's either HD or 4. I think it's
Hey
HD.
man, it was a gift. I'm not gonna fucking be like,
hope-
oh, thanks for nothing, Rainer.
I hope you're watching those on a.
Dude, he got you on
At least it was a
VHS,
VHS. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
I got you the VHS copy. It's on 17 VHS.
If you go back, Zach, to the photo of the figure for a second.
No. Eddie wants to talk about this picture, and I
No,
pulled it
see,
up. for him.
because
Dude, he's a
Zach
thin-looking
was saying,
dude.
well, if you show the picture
Young
again real
looking
quick,
dude.
Zach, he
Oh my god, I just switched to
his
the back.
well the chin and the nose is pretty thick in the picture. On the
Yeah, but look
picture
at-
of the actor.
Like his eyes on the toy are too far in, so it makes his head look like real fucking out here. If that makes sense. Like,
Yeah, I don't know. I guess it's the way you just see it, I guess.
Yeah, I think other people were saying maybe it looks a bit more like him in The Hobbit. I mean, obviously he's like
Ooh, that's a good point.
quite a bit
yeah, when he's
older.
older. But
Yeah.
they try to like
But somehow
de-age him.
younger?
Right.
Well, this is the whole thing. Yeah, I mean, yeah.
I don't know. For me, if that left-hand photo there, like those legs look like pool noodles.
I think it's the expression,
Like the
maybe. I think it's the expression, like with his eyebrows kind of like stern like that, and I don't know. I think that's what
He has got thin legs. He has got thin legs.
I
given
thought it
that,
was just me, but I think
it depends how you pose him. I think.
Yeah.
I mean,
that's
to me, this is like if you were gonna get the figures, the Battle of Helm's Deep is the figures to get. Like that's such a fucking like iconic part of the movies. Like, arguably the coolest fight in all of the show, or all of them. Also, Legolas is like one of my favorite characters. Probably, honestly, in all of Lord of the Rings, probably my favorite. I fucking love Legolas, but I just can't bring myself to go down that rabbit hole.
Well, if you do Helm's Deep, you only need the 3 because they're not all there anyway.
That's true.
So
You're not wrong.
That's a good excuse. Whereas
But Gandalf shows up. That's 4.
No, he doesn't. He shows up at the other one.
No, he shows up at the end on the hill.
Yeah, that's not not Helm's Deep though. That's Minas Tirith or whatever, isn't it?
No, Minas Tirith.
No, that was Helm's Deep.
It's Helm's Deep.
Oh, he does. You're right.
Fake
sorry.
fan.
Yeah.
Fake fan.
Yeah, but
Get
you
out
don't
of
want.
here.
You
Get
don't
out
want.
of here.
Oh wow!
Oh wow!
Oh, just kidding.
You don't want. You don't want their Gandalf the White though. That was a terrible figure.
That's what I've heard. That's Zach.
I've
Did you
had
own
it.
it?
Yeah, I've
yeah,
had it.
you-
It was pretty bad.
If you bought it and stuck the new head sculpt on, then you'd be okay. But
I mean, if you own anything and stuck that head sculpt on.
yeah, yeah.
Ian said it looks like Henry Cavill, and I can't unsee that. I'll just leave you guys with that.
Oh snap!
So we got
A little bit, yeah.
Now, this was the coolest fucking thing. And Mario, you could shut the hell up about it. This was the coolest fucking thing I have ever seen. Now, when they put this up, they put it up on Friday, and I was like half paying attention. I literally like stood up and I was like, holy shit. I thought it was one of those like, hey, we found one statue in the warehouse sales. I didn't really notice it was different. And so I'm rushing to order it. And then I'm like, wait a second, this is a totally different statue in it. And I was so happy because I remember being at my local comic store, Gravity Damage, the day that they had gotten their allotment in of the first statue. And they had one open and they had 3 more in box on the counter. And the guy's like, yeah, we just got these today. We're about to post them on Facebook. Like, we think they're going to sell pretty quick. If you want one, you know, I would either put it on layaway now or, you know, just buy it. Me being naive, I'm like, I like Toothless. You know, I'll come back tomorrow. Like, they're not going to sell 4 $250 Toothless statues. And so I check out a review and I'm like, dude, this is an amazing statue. I'm going to buy it. I think it was at that time it would have been my first statue. And I came back and they sold out like instantly.
Wow.
And they were gone.
Yeah, because
And
it was cheap as shit.
the
How
price
cheap was it?
$250. The price of these statues on the secondary market of the original, I think you're looking at like, I think when last time I checked, it was like over $1,500.
Wow.
Wow.
And that's like, they're so like sought after that I think companies in China were recasting them, and you would have to pay more than legit retail to get a recasted one. Which is, you know, I guess ethically bad, but I was very tempted, right? This is Toothless from the end of the third film. I know on In and Outs you guys weren't sure, but in this film he does get a new tail fin, and it's black, and so that's what this represents. And just the pose just looks incredible. Obviously this is a prototype, so I'm saying this with a grain of salt, but the paintwork looks really solid. I love the this stone that he's standing on. I love everything about this. I used to have a black dog and unfortunately passed away a few years ago. And so Toothless has always reminded me of that dog that I used to have. And so this was like an instant pickup. The price does suck because it's obviously a lot more than $250. But at the same time, the first time I ever talked to Dylan on Collecting Weekly, I think it was like episode 30 was the first time we had Dylan on. And we were talking about statues. And I said my 2 grails are the T-Rex and to own a Toothless statue. And so I have the T-Rex already. And I'm finishing it out with Toothless. And as far as the statue goes, it's not a huge statue. It's 12 tall by 9.5 wide by 14.3 deep. And then there's a look at it compared to the original statue. In a perfect world, I'd have both. It is not a perfect world, so I'm probably never going to own the first one. But this just looks great. And I mean, I have big statues, and big statues are fun, but making space, which we'll talk about later, making space for big statues really sucks. So for me, I like the form factor of this. You know, I appreciate that his tail's curved so that it kind of fits a little cleaner into some different shelves that I might pick up in the future. But this is like the absolute coolest thing that, you know, I cannot wait for it to come out. And this is retail $375 December 2021 to February 2022.
I love that they're still using the apple. Like apples don't come in different sizes.
Yeah, you're not. Yeah,
you know.
Yeah, and I did make a mistake.
Yeah, it's like, is it a Red Delicious or a Honeycrisp? Those are two very different sizes.
Wow. Right? Is it a baking apple? Now, I did make a mistake initially, and Dean called me out on it, and I fixed it. But I was like, Steven's Collectibles is closed. I'm going to order this on Sideshow and, like, lock this in, right? Because in my head, I'm just like, I cannot miss this again, right? And once Dean mentioned, like, well, if you get it from Steven's, like, you won't pay shipping, and, you know, like, I have some store credit. Like, it'll be a lot cheaper at the end of the day to get it from Steven's. Big shout out to Steven's Collectibles. They called Sideshow first thing in the morning, locked in my order, sent me all the paperwork for the pre-order. And the way Steven's does it, because if you buy it through Sideshow, your payments don't start until, I think, like August, because it's like a 5-month plan. But with Steven's, I'm able to start paying on it immediately, so it's only like $30 a month for, like, you know, up until whenever it releases. So real friendly. Yeah, real friendly on the budget. And, you know, I know you guys aren't the biggest fans of Toothless.
I am.
Specifically, you three on the bottom, you troublemakers.
I love Toothless, dude.
Specifically Mario.
No, I like the movies. It's just that, you know what?
Yeah.
The head sculpt leaves a lot to be desired, along with the Jolly Rancher standing on.
I think the base looks really good, actually. I like the base.
I don't know. I mean,
how
swap
can you
out
critique this and not Hot Toys? Because this shit is easy to, like, this is an animated character. Like, this is almost perfect, you know?
Yeah, Zach,
No,
go back to
I'm
that
not.
shot. Go back to the...
Okay, you know what? Let me reiterate. I want to say maybe the expression. You know,
He's
it's
so
just like
happy.
a little
I kind of wish at the end of the movie.
You
At the end
know?
of the movie, he's so happy, dude. He's not gonna. I'm not gonna spoil it. Never mind. I'm about to.
Zach, I kind of wish they gave him a switch out head with the smile with no teeth. That would have been kind of cool.
Dude, that would have been. That would have been
awesome.
chef's kiss.
Steven brought up a good point. That tail fin. Hopefully they fix it. It looks a little rough there.
Yeah, there's a little bit of a seam there. Yeah. The one thing that I'm worried about, and
seam.
There's
yeah,
a
but
seam,
when you
right?
display that, I don't think you'll see it. If you display them from a certain angle, you're not going to see that.
Yeah, but if
you're not
do you
wrong.
see where
I
the
don't see the seam.
do you see where the
It's
fin
where
is?
the fin and the.
Yeah, my mouse isn't showing
You
up on the
mean
screen.
you mean the metal part that
vertical.
goes all the way around the tail to secure it in? It's supposed to be there.
It could
line,
be.
isn't it?
That,
Yeah,
no, that's
you're
what
right.
that is.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, because
Oh, okay, well, that's fine.
the prosthesis wraps around the tip of the tail.
Okay,
Ooh,
so
look
it's
at
a
that. We might
prosthesis,
be.
okay.
You dinguses?
Yeah, but are you
sorry.
supposed to be seeing? Is there supposed to be a gap between the
We
fin
need
and the
that.
tail?
Yeah, because in the first, I'm assuming you haven't seen the movie. In the first one, his I think it's when he first gets like almost caught, his tail, the fin rips off when he's in a trap, and
Spoilers alert.
He can't fly
well,
anymore.
yeah, he can't fly, and so Hiccup, who
Okay.
tames and like befriends him, makes him this red prosthesis, and you can see right there the brown where it connects.
Okay.
And so in the third movie, he's trying to he's growing up, and so he's trying to knock boots with this bad little cutie, and so he makes him a black one to match his his actual skin color. You know, it's a great. Honestly, like my kid loves these movies. I love Toothless because I watch them with her, and it reminds me of my pup. So
I like
definitely
I,
order.
I like what they did. The contrast of the black with the colorful base. It'll look
Yeah,
good
with
on
that
a shelf.
blue,
Yeah,
with that pink and the red. It's
it
beautiful.
pops.
Just go to that side view again, Zach. I was just gonna piss you off and say, look, I like it, but that bit on that mushroom on the side of it looks like Superman didn't quite spot his landing properly, and then ended up embedded in the earth with just his foot sticking out.
Holy
can't
shit.
unsee that.
It looks like he gets smashed.
That's awesome.
It's like that bit in Wizard of Oz.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah, the Wicked Witch. Yeah.
We need a hiccup statue.
catch,
Holy
Zach.
shit.
What's that, Eddie?
We need a hiccup statue or a figure to go next to him.
I
Dude,
need one,
Hiccup
bro.
sucks, bro.
Get
Hiccup
him
is
the
a
fuck outta here,
cock,
Zach.
dude.
We don't even need him, dude. It's cool.
Okay.
Dude, honestly,
he
Hiccup's
alright though,
trash.
Dude,
He alright. He alright. Anyways, moving on to rumors. 3-0 has, and I say this very loosely, confirmed. So Fisher Steven on Facebook sent them a message. He says, "Sorry to bother you. Just wondering if there's any more figures planned for Berserk. I recently got your armor version, and it is amazing." And he is not wrong. That's a fantastic figure. Love the manga, and sure, more figures will be very popular. To which they respond, "Dear customer, thank you so much for your support. We do have plans for more Berserk. Please stay tuned." And this was also confirmed by a few other people that messaged them as well. So if you're a big fan of Berserk, I know Dean's sister is. This is a
it's
great
like they
news
only
for
ever
them.
make fucking guts. It's like, dude, Casca, Juno. I mean, say what you will about Griffith, but like, there's so many other cool characters you can make.
Zod.
Yeah, Nosferatu, Zod, in apostle form and human form. Like, come on. Do something. It's like that meme with where they're poking with a stick. Like, do something.
Dude, that was me at Dogecoin today, bro.
Yeah.
Update from Tamashi Nations. They tweeted, "Shipping update. We have exciting news. Our inspection is now complete, and we'll begin shipping out your order shortly. As you know from previous communication, we wanted to ensure all items were undamaged from the storm while at sea." So basically, I believe the story goes that several crates of Bandai event exclusive figures, I guess, were like either damaged or thrown overboard during some nasty weather a few months back, and it took them a while to recover the crates. And now that they've inspected them, they're going to start shipping and fulfilling those orders that have been unfulfilled for months. I think this was back in November.
Are those things watertight?
I don't think so.
I don't know. I don't
We'll
think
find
so,
out.
but they said that they inspected them. Drunken Production says he got an email that his kid Gohan shipped, so congratulations. But I mean, they did say they inspected them, so I mean, if it comes and it's all water damaged, I mean,
Drunken Productions, let us know if the box is all warped. Because if they went overboard, you'd have to think, you know,
I mean, they were probably fine.
the container filled with water.
I don't know, bro. I mean, there goes our hope of finding a Gohan on the beach one day, bro. Dean, it is that time of the show for a quick word from our sponsors.
It's Watto Scrapyard, Annie. We want to thank our friends at Watto Scrapyard for sponsoring tonight's episode.
You can find them on Instagram at Watto Scrapyard. They're also on Facebook and eBay as well.
Yeah, man. They make 3D printed parts for hard-to-come-by Kenner and Hasbro vehicles, which is a huge help when you're looking for those lost pieces. They also make printed head sculpts of literally anybody you could think of.
Literally anyone. They've made a head sculpt of me. They've made head sculpts of PewDiePie for you. They've made all kinds of Jedi, all kinds of characters from the Star Wars universe. They are absolutely amazing. They can get any sculpt you want designed and printed for a reasonable fee today.
We also want to thank our sponsor, 16 Corner. Zach, I absolutely adore 16 Corner.
They are the best in the biz. Great prices, great customer service. You send them a message, you don't get ignored, you don't get pushed to the back of some line. They write back. They're super polite, super caring. They pack and ship excellently. They're the best in the biz.
Yeah, man. Their mission is to provide the best figures and collectibles to their customers. They offer really good prices, like you said, great packaging, the likes of which we had never seen before.
Literally.
And fast shipping.
Choose your figures, pay safely with PayPal, and leave the rest to them. What a bunch of angels. And a big shout out to Rick D. He sponsored up on Patreon during the show at the top tier. So big shout out to Rick. We'll get you added to the Patreon slide. This week, LA Comic-Con hosted MicroCon. It was a live plus digital event. And Sideshow / Hot Toys did have some displays there. We did get our first look at the Bodega Cat suit Miles Morales.
It's what those...
Oops, sorry about that. I hit the space bar and I just triggered that again. From the PS5/4 video game, you also get another look there at the new Origins Iron Man, looking interesting. And they did also have the Black Widow from the new movie on display, and this figure looks really good in this picture.
Yeah,
I don't know why.
Is it just me, or does the head look a little bit big? Is it just me? Maybe it's just me.
A little bit. You're not wrong, but I mean, just the suit looks great. It looks like they added the separation between the top of the boots and the bottom.
Okay, I'm glad you said that, because I was gonna say I'm glad they gave her 1, ankle articulation, and 2, actual fucking boots. Not that stupid high heel bullshit they always put on her. It's like, why the fuck would she be running around with these shoes on?
And that crotch grabber is giving me.
And none of those stupid overlaps either.
She's like, oh yeah.
Oh my god, y'all need Jesus, bro. Also, they had the Mandalorian line on display. So Bo-Katan,
You mean Ahsoka?
Oh yeah, Ahsoka Tano, Travolta Tano, and what is this? The Death Watch Mandalorian?
Yeah, that looks really good.
There's that beautiful face there, and the Boba, which looks incredible. On
those janky ass hands. He's like, he can't even fucking. He's like, ugh, I can't. They're gonna break his fucking wrist, bro.
Carpal tunnel kicked in.
Yeah.
Too girthy, bro.
It's like somebody's using the force on his hand.
Yeah, what is going on with his right hand and his left hand? Looks like talons, bro.
Other than that, it does look fantastic.
I think the hands look fun.
I don't want the deluxe set. I kind of just want the regular Boba Fett, but he only looks like that for an episode, and then he paints it up. So it's like, do I wait?
In the back with some
because he's gonna come out with his own show, and they're gonna fucking make another one.
Yeah. Mario says the crotch grabber giving Danny a clue. That's fucked up, bro. That's fucked up. Why we gotta come at Danny like that? Up next, you also have Moff Gideon with the Dark Trooper on display. These are looking really good. And of course, this bad boy, which probably should be shipping pretty soon. I know Sideshow did the unsealed and revealed on it. It's looking pretty good. And one thing I wanted to point out, a lot of people were asking about this, but these little acrylic risers that you see all these figures on, you can get them on Amazon. A lot of people were like freaking out, I need to have these. I've never thought to do this. You can get them on Amazon. They come in different shapes and sizes. They're like $10 for 3-pack. And I think they add some interesting display options for 6 scale and even 12th scale figures. So definitely check those out. They did also have the Batman Nightwing on display. I will say I kind of like the third-party one that's coming out a little bit more from the Teen Titans, I think it's season 2. But, I mean, this looks okay. I've never played the Arkham games, so maybe it's, an iconic look there, but it just looks...
I think it looks really good.
I don't know.
What's
the hair, there's something about it. I don't know. I just don't like it. It could just be I just need to see more pictures of it, but I think I have it in my mind of what I want this character to look like, and it's more in line with the Teen Titans version.
Yeah, I think that's pretty accurate to the Arkham game.
Oh, no, I think it is too, but I'm just saying, just for me personally, I like the Titans look a little bit more. Ace Toys did also have some stuff on display, or 3-0 rather, and they had the Rangers set, and honestly, these are coming together pretty good. I know we kind of, or at least I kind of didn't like them initially, but I think at $100 a pop, I'm really digging these.
Yeah, me too.
And so we'll see how these turn out once they're released. But
you still have all your Power Rangers, right?
Yeah, I don't have the green or the white Ranger, but I do have the OG 5. So I don't know. I part of me wants to update to the new ones, but I know I'm going to get next to nothing on the secondary market for the ones I have now. So
yeah,
If I can ask you guys, what's from the con?
No.
What's the what's your most anticipated piece coming out that you're looking forward to?
From this?
From the con, the microcon they had.
I mean,
from this?
Yeah,
from this.
Probably the Rangers. Probably the Rangers.
2-pack, the Boba 2-pack. That shit. That's gonna be the figure of the year. Hot Toys of the year.
Oh wow.
I guess Bo-Katan.
Cool.
Because like I said, I want a Boba Fett, but he's getting his own show, so.
What about you, Jonathan?
They're gonna remake it.
I really like. I agree with Eddie that
Yeah.
Boba Fett looks great, but that,
For me,
all right,
it's
cool.
the
I'll
for
just,
me.
I'll just,
Yeah,
Because
what the fuck, bro?
when Zach's or when Dean says shit, like for me, it's the scene
He's
that
like,
he
bro,
came
you're just
out
a
on.
probationary host. Get the fuck out of here.
Like
He got knighted.
came out.
He's-
He came out cracking skulls in that scene before he gets the armor and shit, and you you need that Boba. Like if there's a Mandalorian Boba Fett that you need, it's that one.
Yeah, but you
That's-
can also make the argument that in the original movies he doesn't do shit. So why?
Yeah,
on
but
those
fuck
Boba
the
Fett?
original. Movie.
Oh,
No, I'm with you on that.
What?
wow.
Where the fuck is the remove button? What the fuck did he just say?
Ejectocito.
Boba Fett was not cool until Mandalorian. Everybody else who liked him, tell me why.
Why are
you
we
liked
still
him.
letting him talk?
Yeah, get rid of him again.
Tell me why you liked him. Unless you read the books, then fine, he was cool. But in the original movies, he sucked.
I thought Boba Fett was always a popular character.
He was,
He
but
was.
I don't
He
know
was-
why.
He was just cool looking, but he didn't do shit.
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah.
I'm not saying fuck the trilogy or nothing like that. But
I didn't
Yeah, that's
say
a,
that.
that's a big
That's
statement.
what you just said. You literally.
Chill.
I said
Anyway,
fuck
says-
the
My
original
blood pressure's
trilogy
going up.
Boba
I think we need
Fett.
to move on.
I
Calm
said
it
fuck the
down,
original
boys.
trilogy Boba Fett.
I was going to say, why on earth is that 2-pack not a DX? It makes
Exactly.
no sense when that Ahsoka is a DX. I mean, what's going on?
Yeah, if anything needed
That
a
is a
DX,
proper
it'd be
D-
that piece.
That's like the first proper DX for a long time. So
It's
it's probably
been a long time, oh, yeah.
the best speed one, you know, that actually had two separate figures.
Yeah, I'm for the Dark Troopers. Bring them all on.
Yeah, those two. Yeah.
John, going back to you, what is the thing you were most excited for from Microcon?
I like that trooper with the bike. I think that looks awesome, especially
Yes.
watching Sideshow's unboxing. Oh man, it's.
I haven't watched that yet. Has that gone up now?
It's up. Yeah. Oh, it's amazing.
Mm-hmm.
How much is it?
I think it's like
pricey.
$420.
Yeah, it's pricey. It's
Oh.
up there.
Hey.
And you know what's exciting is they're probably going to release an Endor.
Yeah, they
bike
have
as
the
well.
molds.
Without a doubt.
Yeah,
Does
so-
does
If
the
they
bike
don't,
look-
it would be a travesty.
Wasn't that a
bro.
rumor a while ago? An Endor Luke with the bike?
For sure.
Joe P
think
says
that was
455. I
Whoa.
have never heard that rumor, but it makes sense. Because they did Endor Luke already, so...
It's a no-brainer they'll do the
A reissue.
speeder because it's they got the mold.
Now,
there.
the reissue is coming with the Mandalorian.
He's gonna
Yeah.
come with the bike. Watch,
If he comes with the bike, it's different, but
but you'll be able to buy him separately though. You'll have an option.
yeah, for sure. But I'm excited for this. It's like, what do? Do you buy two bikes? Do you buy a bike with the two troopers? Let's see what happens.
You do what your wallet allows.
You do what what space you have to deal with.
Oh, that transition was porous.
wow.
And that
Great
pee-pee
segue.
tingle.
Oh, yeah.
So I put up a post on Ox. I said In-N-Outs had a great discussion Friday, which apparently Dylan was upset because he said that he had a discussion first on his show on space restrictions and collecting, and I'd love to hear some members chime in to continue the talk tonight on CW. Sean Usby said, when you run out of space, do the right thing, buy a bigger house, problem solved, which we'll talk about that in a second because that might be a thing. And I said only if Doge acts right. Chris Porteous says the strategy won't apply to 6-scale collectors, but I knew I'd run out of space for my vintage Kenner Canadian carded run before it was finished. So I put in store display pegs, and I switch out which ones are on the front every once in a while. Most of the pegs are 3 to 4 deep now. I have a handful of higher end ones that I'll display separately, but this is a good spot for 70% of the 100 or so figures. Other collectors did enjoy flicking through in those pre-Rona days. I'm at the point with collecting that, you know, because I've been fortunate to be working during COVID, and you know, I am all about if the government wants to send me some socialism money to, you know,
It's
do
your
whatever
money.
with.
Don't say
Yeah.
that. It's your money. They stole it from you.
Look, man, you're not wrong. But I'm just saying, if Biden wants to send me some money, or the Donald, or whomever wants to send me some money, I'm all for it. And so I've been able to pick up a few things here and there. Usually every stimulus, I'll put a small fun money aside. And I think for the first time, space is now becoming the limiting factor for me in terms of picking things up, right? And you know, I had this whole discussion in my head planning how I wanted it to go, but today we just found out that we might have to move soon, and so that sucks. But the thing is, like, with what we do, I use this for this, collecting weekly, and so a chunk of this has to be like space reserved for that, and so the total space I have is cut down because I also have to factor in, like, when Dean and the other guys come, we set up a table. There has to be some space to do things in, so I can't like go and cram this full of stuff. But also, like, there's different things that I have to deal with, like, I don't want too many details in here because then the room will become too echoey, all kinds of things. And I guess now a lot of that doesn't really matter because, probably within the next year I'll be in somewhere else. But at least currently, I'm getting things and, like, crap, should I just sell all my Transformers figures and make space in that shelf? Or should I sell all my, 12th scale stuff and make space for that? Because, I do have quite a few things that I've paid off that are in the process of coming that I'm needing to make space for. And, with some of these statues being polystone and being quite heavy, it's like not only is space a factor, but the weight capacity of some of these shelves. I can't just go putting them willy-nilly on some fragile shelves and, have things break in the middle of the night. So space has been the final frontier for me as a collector, and it's just been something that, I'm constantly, like, the past maybe month rearranging and just trying to figure out what goes where. Danny says, don't you sell the Bumblebee statue? It is never going to be sold.
Don't worry, Danny. If you bought it for him, he will sell it eventually.
That is the worst thing. And Joe P says, wait till the child tax credit monthly stimmy kicks in, bro. I can't wait.
It's interesting to hear this from you guys because obviously in the UK we all have this impression that every American house is absolutely huge, and you've all got these basements where you can just deck them out as your display rooms and stuff. So
only in the tornado belt.
So it's interesting to hear from I suppose normal people who still have the same kind of space issues as we possibly do here in the UK as well. So
I'm not normal.
Yeah.
And it's tough. It's tough with Hot Toys and how, for example, the Boba Fett set, we're getting 2 figures. The Scout Trooper, do we buy 1? Do we buy 2? The pieces are getting bigger, so you're going to need more space. And it actually came up when I watched the Sideshow unboxing. It was Terry Smith and Guy Klender were hosting. And while they were opening it, Guy Klender said, yeah, I bought 2. And they actually said, you have the space for that? And he actually said, I buy first, and I'll worry about the space after. Because when you see these nice figures, it's tough. It's tough to say, hey, I'm not going to pick it up because of the space. You're better off picking it up and then working around it. If you have some extra figures you can sell to make the space, pick up the figure first, and then sell later.
Yeah, but what if you don't have the space to actually store it? When you're starting to pay for the space to store everything, and then that starts going into your budget.
Well, that's a different ball game.
Then how do you figure that? That's where I'm at.
Yeah,
that happened.
Unless I kick somebody out over here.
That happened on Mario's show on In and Out. I jumped on really late in the discussion, but somebody said, like, oh, for the past like 3 or 4 years, I've paid $7,500 in storage fees.
Yeah.
And I'm like, yeah, but your collection is worth way more than that at that point.
Exactly.
Yeah. So it's like, yeah, it sucks paying for storage, but
yeah, but at a point though, you'll have spent more on storing it. Now, granted, this could be way in the future, but there will come a point where he could have spent more to store it than it's actually worth. Right.
But what do you store?
If I can't display it, I don't want it.
Exactly. So that's a good point, Pete. Yeah. What are you storing? Are you storing figures in boxes, or are you storing empty boxes? Because if you're storing empty boxes and you don't plan on selling, then you can just start a bonfire in the backyard.
But yeah, these people that say, I've got,
dude, are you kidding me? Mario would burn down California, bro. Mario would just burn down California if you tried to do that.
Resale value? There's no resale value with these reissues.
Some people have boxes.
How dare you, John?
And they say, oh, I rotate my collection and stuff. But for me, the amount of money I've spent on these figures, I want to see them all. And I think, although it can be a negative thing, I think the space is a very positive thing for me, because if you're not financially, if you could afford to buy these figures, you could just keep buying loads and loads and loads. It's the space issue that has allowed me to streamline my collection and get it under control, because otherwise it could go. So it's limiting in some ways, and there's some things you have to go, I just can't have that because. But I think for me, it's actually been quite a positive thing to have a set amount of space and not kind of go beyond that. So
yeah, I know there's some collectors too that are really disciplined enough that will only display what, or only hold on to what they can display.
Yeah.
Right. I remember the Clipper King talking about that, how he would just rotate his collection for everyone that comes in. He's already had this figure for a long time. I've already enjoyed it. Moving on, let the next collector enjoy it. But for me personally, because I mean, I have a hard time letting go of things. So I'm trying to get into the mentality to where, like, you know what? Everything is for sale at the right price.
Yeah, see, I don't, because I've probably got, say if I got 100 figures now, I've probably owned 300 or 400. So my collection has really evolved over the 10 years. You know? And I don't regret selling any of it. So, yeah, I think once you can get over that kind of hurdle as well.
Yeah, my problem too is I'm starting to get into statues, man, and I've been seeing some pieces lately that I'm like, oh my gosh, where would I put that right now? You know?
Yeah, and if you think about it, like if you're able to sell the stuff in your storage unit to the point where you could stop paying for it, that's an extra, X dollars a month that you could put towards. I mean, in theory, what your collecting budget is. I recently got rid of. Right, I recently got rid of some boxes, not 6 scale, but things that I've had that they're nice vinyl statues. Nothing that's gonna have any crazy resale. But I got to the point where I'm like, why am I storing this? Like, it's taking up maybe 2 or 3 cubic square feet in a closet that's very limited. And I've gone ahead and thrown some of those away and made a tremendous amount of space in this closet. And I don't know, it's just one of those things lately that's been on my mind. Manny says I'm refocusing on only 6 scale. I somewhat did already, but I've recently bought other small stuff, and now I'm annoyed. Optical 20 in the chat. What's up, my guy?
There's a thin line between collecting and hoarding. It could get to the point where your room is, you just walk in and your figures aren't even displayed well. You can't take that full appreciation of the art of the collectible.
Yep.
Yeah. And even for me, I know there's figures that I've always had in my mind that I would never sell. But looking at it now, I'm thinking like, damn, I really need to start making some space for some stuff I have coming in. Like the first 4 figures, Spike Spiegel, that's out of the factory going into like the depot for shipping soon. And I need to find space for that. And so I started selling some of my Spider-Man collection to fund that. So I sold Gwen and what is it? Dark Spider, the Spider-Man Noir, to put towards the balance, but also the space that this is going to take up. So it is interesting.
I think of all of us, though, Zach, you're the least kind of, apart from maybe your B collection. You've always been quite fluid, and you don't get so attached maybe to some of the figures that
I change what I'm collecting every week.
Yeah, I think Eddie's probably the most fluid. I would say
Yeah.
Dean's brought it up a few times, but I think I've gotten better recently.
Now that he has the space.
There's figures now that I 100% would never sell. Like, I don't think if I sold my Kylo, I would ever be able to make it to that standard because Victoria painted the head, did like a amazing job. It's like Hot Toys quality, in my opinion, paint. And so I would say there's maybe 3 or 4 figures in the collection, not including the statues, that I probably would never sell. But also, I mean, like the Rex, like I could never sell that because I just don't think I'd ever be able to find it again. And that is like one of my favorite pieces. And there's definitely things I could sell that are in here to make some space, but I don't know, man.
And Optical brought a good point. You have to be careful as well. And if you really like a figure, pick it up. And again, decide afterwards, because he had said the downside is if you don't buy it because of space, you may pay double the price afterwards.
Yeah.
So you got to take that into consideration.
Yeah. Optical says, John, we have to stream about your fascination with reissues. How much time do you have? Let's get into the 60-second creep show brought to you by Boogie Manny.
Hey everyone. everyone, welcome back to the 60-Second Creepshow. My name is Manny, your host, and unfortunately there wasn't a whole bunch of news, but what did come out was pretty interesting. So just yesterday, NECA actually teased their Ultimate Michael Myers from Halloween Kills. Unfortunately, NECA released absolutely no details about the figure itself, but have no fear because the wonderful peeps over at Big Bad Toy Store actually put up their pre-order with just a little bit more information, saying this Ultimate Michael Myers figure is based on his appearance in the new Halloween Kills movie and stands over 7 inches tall. This figure features over 25 points of articulation and includes tons of accessories. This past Halloween, when the teaser came out, I actually went to work and I created my own version of the Kills figure shown here. I am very excited to get my hands on the officially licensed one. I'm excited to see what exactly they put out. That does it for this show, guys. Peace.
What a guy.
What a guy.
What a guy. Round of applause, Boogie Manny. What a guy. Rob Swallow says, can't believe it animated Boba Fett goes for so much. Mark says, reissues are John's trigger words.
My safe word.
Optical 20 says, Joe, I just close my eyes and press add to cart. We got a new trailer, or I think maybe even the first trailer for Shang-Chi, The Legend of the Ten Rings. I thought this was like an NBC thing or something, but no, this is
a real movie.
Yeah, it's a real movie, and I'll be honest, I saw the trailer, and maybe I just don't get it.
I gotta be honest with you, I haven't seen the trailer.
You're supposed to watch
Same
it,
here.
but Jesus,
Were we supposed to watch
The trailer,
it? Yes.
the trailer was really good.
It's action packed.
I'll watch it right now.
It looks like
Let's watch it, Dean.
A really good fighting movie.
Yeah.
Like martial arts movie.
Martial arts, kung fu, and all that.
Yeah,
Ooh,
Mario really
Aquafina's
did
in it?
that.
I'm all about that.
Yeah. Well, I was hoping to discuss the trailer, but if you guys haven't watched it, I mean, I this is part of what, Phase 3 with MCU,
Yeah.
right?
Yes.
No.
Or
Phase
4.
4.
Is it-
4. I think
Four,
it's phase
yeah.
4.
Phase 4.
So many phases.
I don't know.
Now, this isn't
I
the-
think the part that made me laugh at the end of the trailer, where she's like, "What's your name?" And he's like, he doesn't even tell her the name. I'm like,
So
You're not an MCU fan anyway, right?
no,
You're
this
not
isn't. This isn't the first time we've seen the Ten Rings.
No.
no,
they showed it in Iron Man 1.
Oh, did
Yeah,
they?
and
Really?
then-
Yeah, there's a
and then
callback. There's a
Iron
callback
Man 3.
in the background, like on one of the monitors in the back.
Yeah, and the
Yeah,
flag, and then in Iron Man 3, that's the symbols that the
Mandarin
Mandarins,
is.
I think.
the
Yeah,
Mandarin uses.
yeah,
And then there's like a guy with like a tattoo or something in another movie. Now, those 10 rings have like symbols inside the rings, but it's like identical to these. So I'm kind of curious how that's going to tie in together. Because nothing is an accident. Like,
exactly.
everything is planned meticulously. So I was super stoked when I saw the poster. I just haven't seen the trailer.
So, for anyone either in the comments or here with us right now, what is this? He's just like really good at martial arts, or what is his like superpower, if any?
I don't know.
I had looked it up.
He's the
All right,
most
well, let's-
trained. Isn't he? He's the like best martial arts fighter in the world.
Yeah. So Shang-Chi, also known as Master of Kung Fu and Brother Hand, is a fictional superhero appearing in comic books by Marvel Comics. I mean, I'm excited to be back watching MCU films. I guess whenever Black Widow makes it to regular Disney Plus, not premium, but I don't know. This will be interesting.
It'll be nice to see how everything ties in, how it ties into the Phase 4 and what we get out of it. It looks,
yeah.
At the end of the day, it looks like a good movie. It's action packed. We'll see how it does.
It looks like he's got some kind of like mystical energy when he's like doing this thing.
Yeah, something.
Kind of like Iron Fist in a sense, or
Yeah, almost.
I've seen
like that.
memes of that today. Equan says his power is he's super trained by getting the shit kicked out of him by his Asian father, just like all of us other Asians.
oh wow,
His words, not
you
mine.
could put Mexicans in that camp too.
Did Danny say that?
No, that was Equan. our movie of the week, and I'm glad that Pete's here for it, was Raiders of the Lost Ark, an epic tale in which an intrepid archaeologist tries to beat a band of Nazis to a unique religious relic, which is central to their plans for world domination, battling against a snake phobia, and a vengeful ex-girlfriend. Indiana Jones is in constant peril, making hairbreadth escapes at every turn in the celebration of the innocent adventure movies of an earlier era. I have not seen this movie in a very long time. I used to watch Indiana Jones a lot as a kid, but it's been maybe 10 years since I've seen Raiders of the Lost Ark, and I've really enjoyed watching again for the first time in a while. It's a movie that I feel has some serious stuff in it, but it never takes itself too seriously. Lots of fun little moments. I think Harrison Ford is really at his best in this type of movie. And you know, I know he's said on multiple occasions that he just doesn't like playing Han Solo, and he prefers Indiana Jones, and I kind of got the vibe. So I enjoyed it, and I was able to pick up the trilogy on Vudu, so I'll have those in my digital library, and I can watch them whenever. But yeah, solid film. Definitely enjoyed it, and I think I remember as a kid the special effect at the end when they opened the Ark like scared the shit out of me as a kid, and it's definitely not aged super great, but back then it was like, you know, a really cool practical effect that they did for that. So what do you guys think about this movie?
I love this series, and this is the first time that I've seen Indiana Jones.
What a guy.
Wow.
And I couldn't stop after the first one. I had to watch the other two.
That's pretty special to be able to watch them for the first time. Yeah.
Yeah, and I loved all three of them. I think they're really good. I think Harrison Ford is hilarious in them, and I like that he's like a chick magnet or whatever. Like in every movie, he's got a different chick. You know.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're really cool, and the music is really cool, and how
Love
he
the
gets
score,
out of.
yeah.
I hate that like every time he finally like finds something, like he figures it out, the dude comes and jacks his
Steals it away.
discovery.
Yeah.
Yeah, like
Yeah.
every time,
Yeah.
dude. I'm like, damn, this guy.
I'm in the same
this-
boat. Sorry,
this
go ahead.
movie- Oh no, you go ahead.
No, go ahead.
No, 'cause
John,
you have-
John,
yeah.
this is your first watching
So
as well.
I'm in the same boat as Eddie. This was the first,
Oh, nice.
first viewing of the movie, and I'm disappointed in myself that it took this long to watch. Awesome, I loved it. I absolutely loved it. It was from the beginning of the movie to the end, just completely intriguing. Harrison Ford nailed it. Any movie that guy touches, he is awesome in it.
I like how he goes
One
from
Lies
looking
Beneath.
like a badass, like an action dude when he's indie, and then when he goes back to being Dr. Jones, he's got the
Dude,
glasses on.
yes.
Yeah.
Like,
He's like
he
a
plays
goofy,
both
like
really good.
Well, it's funny because he's so confident as Indiana Jones, and then like, for example, in this movie, he's teaching the class, and the girl's flirting with him, and he gets all like nervous and goofy, and
Yeah.
he can't talk straight, and meanwhile he's like out there, you know, with that BDE in the field. It's a good like duality.
And even the action scenes in the film were great.
Yeah,
I really
for me,
enjoyed it.
It's just the perfect action movie. I love
Yeah.
it, and I like the fact that although he is, you know, when he's doing his thing, he's amazing. But it's still always that air of that he's kind of making it up as he goes along, and he's not quite as much. You know, Han is a more confident kind of. You know, he knows what he's doing. Whereas Indy is always got that kind of fallible side to him, very human kind of character. I mean, yeah, after Star Wars, the original Star Wars trilogy, Raiders is you know got to be one of my favourite films.
Yeah, this movie has one of the best openings of any movie ever.
Definitely.
It literally just gets right into the thick of it. And like so iconic too, with the rolling boulder and the switching of the sandbag and the little trinket.
Amazing.
Also, Alfred Molina is in this. And I was like,
Yep.
holy
Yep.
shit, that's Alfred Molina.
Wait,
he's
Skinny
like-
Alfred Molina.
Yeah, he's all young and shit. I was like, is he younger than Harrison Ford? Holy shit.
It's Ock.
Doc Ock. Yeah.
Oh. No, I know who Alfred. I was saying, who does he play in this movie? Wow.
Oh, literally the dude at the beginning.
That's amazing.
You guys also
Yeah,
know
he's
that
one of the-
Gimli is in this too, right?
Is he?
When
Yeah.
is
Yeah.
I don't recognize Gimli
Salah.
without all the stuff.
From
Salah,
Yeah.
isn't he? He's his mate.
yeah, yeah.
Oh,
Stella,
that
he's
is- yeah.
Indy's boy.
Yeah.
This movie also has arguably one of my favorite scenes in any movie ever, where Indy is like running and he's all tired, and the dude comes out with a sword.
Yeah.
And he's like gonna attack him, and you can tell that he's just like so exhausted. He's like, "I'm not doing this," and he just pulls out the gun and shoots him.
So the
That's like
behind the scenes,
That's
'cause that was
classic.
an ad lib because he had really bad dysentery, diarrhea.
Oh,
And
really?
So he was like basically squeezing his butt cheeks to not shit himself. So rather than there was meant to be this elaborate fight scene, he just pulled his gun out and shot.
Wow,
and they
I
were like,
never heard that.
Wow.
That's
That's
awesome.
gold.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sean
I'll never-
Ritchie in the
He had
chat
flu,
says
but
that
yeah,
as well.
Yeah, he was really, really sick. So
Yeah, well, it's a fantastic ad lib because it's
Yeah.
honestly like so iconic. Because
It was
he's just
executed
like,
so well.
I'm not doing this. Boom.
yeah, it's brilliant.
I think also the scene with the where the sun is setting in the temple and he has to do the.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's one of the coolest sequences of a movie because like it's like this huge set. It's like underground, and like it's so cool. Like I honestly think this is probably the best movie of the series.
Yeah, for me, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Last
was just gonna
Crusade's
ask you
a
guys
load of
that.
fun.
I was
A
gonna
lot of
ask you
people like
guys.
Last Crusade because it's a good fun ride, and obviously you've got Sean Connery who's amazing
Yeah,
as well.
I like Last Crusade a tad bit more than Raiders. Although they're
Yeah.
both to be making
So as a kid, I would have said, like as a younger, I would have said Last Crusade was my favourite. But now, as a a more seasoned viewer, definitely Raiders has come to the fore. But Temple's brilliant as well. Really different movie.
I like Temple a lot.
Like
That's
a
right,
sort
you
of
know what?
horror movie element to it.
Porkins was in this as well.
Holy shit.
Jesus.
That's right. He
And,
played one of the not one of the professors, but someone that was kind of setting up the
Who's
plot
that?
to Indiana Jones. Porkins, Jet Porkins, the actor. that
Oh
played
right, yeah,
Porkins
yeah,
in Star Wars, yeah.
Yeah, he's one of the CIA guys at the
Right.
beginning.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Eddie, what were you gonna ask?
I was gonna say, like, for people that are big fans of the trilogy, like, is it pretty universal and like, which one is the favorite? Kind of like Star
No,
Wars, how
no,
usually
everyone's-
Not really. No.
Empire is
No, it's
everybody's
quite,
favorite.
quite a mix. I say a lot of people like Last Crusade in the same way that a lot of people like Jedi because it's kind of more of a fun ride and it's very much depends on. I mean, you guys are all a bit younger than me, so you kind of came to these later, than they were released anyway. But again, it very much depends because I was too young for. I think I was 6 when Raiders came out, so I wouldn't. My first real experience of Indy was Temple of Doom. I saw that at the cinema, and then I came to Raiders later on, so that's why I kind of changed. So it probably would have been Temple of Doom or Last Crusade, but now definitely Raiders. I think Raiders is just like, all right, some of the special effects, I think they're actually not too bad. For a 40-year-old movie, and to me, it's just pretty much a perfect action movie. And we've got the 4K releases coming out in June, so I'm looking forward to that.
Nice.
I remember being hype as a kid during, I think it was the summer of '89 when we had Ghostbusters 2 drop, The Last Crusade drop, and '89 Batman drop.
Yeah, what
that
a
was
summer.
such an
Yeah.
awesome summer.
Yeah, definitely.
What do you guys?
Old. Just kidding.
I mean, I know we're talking about Raiders, but I always have to bring up Kingdom of the Crystal Skull.
I haven't.
It's so
I watched that
bad.
one a while ago, but I haven't watched it recently, so I don't really remember it.
I don't mind the story a lot. I don't mind the premise, but I hate Shia LaBeouf.
Yeah.
Oh.
Ruins that movie.
Now,
Fuck out
Why?
of here.
there's
Chi-Town, baby.
there's a couple sequences of the movie, like the scene. There's like a nuke that's gonna go off, and he like hides in a refrigerator
In a fridge.
and flies like 100 feet and like doesn't get hurt. But like the moment where I checked out of the movie, where I was like, I'm done with this, was when Shia LaBeouf is like swinging from the trees.
that's a
I was like,
Tarzan.
absolutely not. I'll buy the fucking refrigerator flying through the air.
Yeah,
You will
yeah,
not
you can-
fucking sell me on this shit.
Well, John, have you seen this one yet?
No, I haven't seen
No.
it yet. No, this
Well,
is
you
the
got something to
only-
look forward to now, boy.
this is the only
Dude, it
one
gets
that I've seen.
fucking outrageous.
And even Harrison Ford's a little bit cringeworthy in some of his quips. You know, he can't save the movie on his own, and he's a little bit embarrassing sometimes. But Shia LaBeouf, no, he's bad.
Chi-Town, baby.
You know, and I think the original idea that obviously the bit at the end where he takes the hat, they were actually going to have him, like in the 5th movie, kind of take over, but I think he was just so bad and everyone hated it so much that they ditched that idea.
It's so sad.
Ah, he's alright.
Shia LaBeouf's a good actor.
He's
bro.
okay in the Transformers.
He really is.
He was good in Transformers. Yeah, he
Dude,
was.
Holes? Are you kidding me, bro? It's a
Fury?
Holes. That's classic.
Fury?
Fury was
Dude, Fury is amazing.
Yo, Holes was classic.
What about
Taking down Megan
Nymphomaniac?
Fox.
He's nasty in that.
I haven't seen that one.
You haven't seen it? Nymphomaniac.
No.
Didn't he do? What was the other one? Peanut Butter Falcon. I heard was pretty good.
Yeah,
I heard that one was good. Yeah.
Yeah, it's a good film.
Even Steven?
Bro,
No.
you're not wrong.
No, absolutely not.
Okay.
Shy ain't so bad after all.
Chi-Town ain't
No,
bad
just
at
in
all.
that movie. Just
Yeah.
The joy of hobbying. So my wife does digital art on this app called Procreate. And this is more something she's been working on, but I wanted to share with you guys as like a new thing that we're going to try to do for the Patreonies going forward. But I've been into Ava the past few weeks, as you guys know. And so on Patreon, depending on which tier you're in, there's 2 posters that you can print online. Printing these and shipping them is just like not cost effective. So on the right, it's Ava 1, and then on the left, it's Ava 1, the Awakening version. The purple is available to all the tiers, and then What a Guy for the image on the left. But yeah, she made these and colored them out, and they print really well at 11 by 14. So if you're into Evangelion, you can have some art on your wall, and yeah, it's just something that we're going to try to do to, get you guys a little bit more bang for your buck on the Patreon. And as far as poster printing goes, like, it was kind of an experience this week. I went to a few different stores, and I kind of settled on Walmart as being like pretty good print quality for the price. You can get 11 by 14s printed for like $5 or $6. Walgreens was like $10, and then with a coupon they brought it down to $5. But at least at the Walgreens I went to, the prints, like if you look at the one on the left, the purples, there's not a big difference there, whereas the one on the right has a lot more saturation. And then on all the prints they had this one strip of like maybe like where the head needed to be cleaned, and so that is like on every poster I printed, it just looked really bad. So these are available in full resolution on the Patreon, and you can download them and print them, as many as you want. Danny says, can she draw Iceman? Yes. Essentially what I'd like to do, sort of like we do with the sticker, is like have you guys pick a character, and then she will do like one drawing and then make a variation for the second one. But yeah, she can. So next time that we do this, we'll put it up there and have you guys discuss what you want.
That's great work.
She's super talented. Oh yeah, they came out really well.
Yeah.
Thank you, Victoria.
Dude,
Yeah.
she should join us on the Scribble.
Yeah.
Well, it's funny because
right?
so she got into the digital art for these things called webtoons, and they're like I don't really know what they're like, comic books, right? But they're produced like just people make comic books, right? And they have these series that go on, and it's funded through Patreon, right? Sort of like our show. And every week they drop a new episode depending on which comic you subscribe to, and she draws fan art of the characters, right? And I'll drop her Instagram in the description if you guys want to check it out. But they have their own little community, sort of like, we're friends with the different YouTube creators for our hobby, and they are so excited to play the Scribble game. They watch, like, her fellow content creators watched our playthrough, and we can't draw for shit. I mean, these are people that are really good at drawing that are going to play this game. So I'm excited to watch that because Victoria's pretty talented. And so, she said she will join us on Scribble, but also they are going to do one with like actual people with talent, because after watching John try to draw pancakes, and there's a lot to be
And Mario
desired.
drawing
Listen,
chess.
listen. That was
that was
a
awesome,
Picasso.
bro.
That was a
It was
Picasso.
awful. And then my horse with like 6
Dean's
legs.
pretty
and-
damn good, dude.
Yeah, well,
I
Dean's
was
an
about
artist.
to say, please
Dean's an
don't
artisan.
include me in that.
Yeah, I know.
Dean is
really,
is,
you, Mario,
was an
and
artisan.
John are really the only ones.
And Zach is really good
Horses
too.
only have 5
Huh?
legs. At least the boys, anyway.
Yeah.
I drew Zach a really cool picture of Goku.
It's up there. I can't just like grab it down because I'm not 8 feet tall. But yeah,
I
it's
know
actually
that.
great.
I guess if you weren't watching back then, you probably haven't seen that.
Yeah, I'll try to grab a picture there. But Erie says I would love a Mandalorian or Spawn. We actually do have a Mando, so I'll have her put it on Patreon because we do have a digital print of Mando, and it's actually pretty good.
Zach, when's your birthday?
June 17th, so everyone start saving up. Just kidding, but not really. Let me pull up real quick, but really not really. Let me pull up her Instagram, and we'll go to the next slide, and I will show you the Mando that she did. But yeah, I just wanted to plug Pete's unboxing again at the end of the show. Thank you, Pete, for coming on. What a guy. But yeah, this is a great little unboxing, and you were rocking some killer pants for it as well, my guy.
Yeah, that's what I thought you'd appreciate those.
I was like, damn, bro, coming at us with all this hella ass.
I was just fortunate when I was watching it back. I didn't bend over and show my butt crack to the world.
I've done that once. It was the most embarrassing moment of my entire life. As far as the Patreon benefits go, these are the May benefits. So we're doing the Collecting Weekly Live unboxing sticker and the Deem the Dream sticker. We will be sending these out probably in the next 20 days. I'm still waiting to hear back from a bunch of people about whether they received their April benefits. So I got to settle those out before we start sending these out. But yeah, these are pretty cool. So Manny designed the Dean the Dream sticker, and then me and Dean worked on the CW Live unboxing. Dean, go ahead and give me the Patreon read for me, if you don't mind.
Yeah, shout out Ben Porter, Sean Fear, Ian Seaby, Renee Mendez, Eric Mariscal, Quinn Aguirre, Lemur Hernandez, King Louie, Mark Pearson, Paul Schreiber, Lisa Martin Bomansky, Rick D, Sweet Daniken Lee, Deanie Martin, Stephen Kratt, Big Ol' Fern, King Zach, Caesar Mary Quinn, Mike Cruz, Bo LeBoyd, Eric Ruiz, Mario Cortez, Stephen Percha, Sean Usby, Scott Bradley, Jesse Contreras, Stephen Maria Stanley, Lord Voldator, Eddie Manzanares, Joe Chetbeeks, Corpus, and James Colley. That's 2 new people on there.
Rick D's a real person?
I mean, paid real money, so I mean,
oh, because it's Mario's character on Ox Plays, so I was like, I thought that was
Mario's
a joke.
over here.
No, that was
Mario's character.
Wait, Rick D. I
No,
his name was
that's
Big
Richard.
Puppy.
That's Richard Strong, buddy. That's my
okay.
character.
Yes. Real
Close.
quick, this is the Mando helmet that Victoria did a while ago. That's that right there. So she did this on digital art, looking pretty cool. So if you guys want that on Patreon, we can put that up there. Anyways, big shout out to all the Patreonies, especially Rick and James. They joined in at the top tier right off the bat. So, Rick, one thing also, Rick, when you signed up, you put that you didn't want any physical benefits sent. So if you do, just add your address and we can get those sent. If you want to join us on Patreon, we have 3 tiers. The $5 Sweet Angel, which is stickers sent straight to your door and access to Ox After Dark Rewind. The Certified Crispy, $15 per month, which is the Certified Crispy certificate on your first pledge. I can help you with figure fixes if you need them and all the benefits of the previous tier. We also have the What a Guy tier, which is the 18x24 silhouette poster on your first pledge. Doubles of all the stickers we send. 1 sculpted or painted by Darkside Customs. And all the benefits of the previous tiers. So definitely different options if you want to help support the program. We do also have TeePublic, which big shout out to Mike for getting us back on doing this. But we've sold quite a few shirts the past few weeks. So all thanks to Mike for getting us to, start actually plugging this. I just assumed everyone knew. But we do have several designs on there. So the CW Live, the OFAC, the A Icon, the Gooch Grease, the Retro Small Talk, the In and Outs of Collecting, the Only Fools / Only Fans sticker, Collecting Weekly white classic logo, the Ox Plays, the Theater Rental t-shirt design, Fuck That Guy, and Creeps the Russ in the white, green, and pink. So if you want to buy a shirt, they do go on sale pretty often, so I would maybe recommend waiting for a sale, but if you cannot wait, they're still not too bad. We are on Facebook at Collecting Weekly Auxiliary. If you guys want to join us, we kind of just fuck around in the group all day, all the time, and we have a good time. So check us out there. I put a link in the chat for you. And taking a look at the network, Small Talk, they should be uploading their episode this Thursday. And then OFAC, I believe you guys are going live on Thursday at 2:30 our time, which is 8:30 UK
we'll be
time.
doing the Lightbox giveaway.
Yes, so if you're in the United Kingdom, you have only hours to get your entry submitted for that.
Yeah, we'll be picking our, I think, final 5 tomorrow.
Yeah, very cool. Collecting Rarities, we just recorded on Sunday. That's going up, I believe, next Sunday for the podcast feed. In and Outs of Collecting, Mario should be uploading his episode on Friday. Ox Plays, we put up 2 episodes over the weekend, so check those out. We did Scribble, which I hope we do again this week because that was actually really fun.
Yeah.
And also a short playthrough of GTA 5. We got a little bit too wild, so we had to cut that one down because, things in the world. After Dark will be going live tomorrow at 10:30, and Collecting Weekly Live Unboxing, we may be doing one tomorrow, either as a part of After Dark or as its own stream. Friends of the network, Brian, Chris, and TC over at Six Skull Scavengers, Optical 20 is in the chat today. What a guy. KG Collector, JB Collection, Rogue 16. They just launched their new merch line, so go check them out. They have some cool merch, including some boxer briefs, which definitely on the want list. Third-party reviews, PJ the Paradox Nerd, Boogie Manny, and the Everyday Collector. So go give all those people a sub if you'd like. Any shout-outs you guys want to give today?
I give Danny Lee a shout-out for that Scribble game. I really enjoyed playing that time we did.
Yeah, that was great.
I am so excited. We should definitely play ASAP because that was super fun.
That was fun.
Shout out to Collecting Weekly Clips on Instagram. I'm trying to get more followers on there, so if you guys
definitely
like watching the show and you want to see the funniest segments, check out Collecting Weekly _clips on Instagram.
Yeah, that's really funny.
Yeah,
Eddie,
shout out
send
Eddie
me
for picking that back up. It's amazing.
Yeah, I know Eric had the great idea to start that initially, but with work and everything, he's had to take a back seat to it. And there's so many fun clips that we do, and having a place where people that just want to watch the highlights of the shows, I think it's a great thing. So Eddie, big shout out for that. Give Eddie a round of applause. What a guy. Big shout out to Jonathan for coming on, and Pete as well. Pete, you sweet, beautiful angel.
Pete. Sick.
Oh, no, it's great.
It's late for you.
That was great.
Thanks for
What time is it over there?
4 a.m.
Oh my god.
Yeah, that's
Get to
all right. I
sleep.
can get about 3 hours sleep before I have to get up.
Oh
for
my
work,
god, what
so,
an absolute unit, bro. But yeah, great show, guys. I really enjoyed the conversation today. I know we ran a little bit long, but I don't think anyone's complaining. Anyways, I'm
great
Zach.
show.
I'm Dean.
I'm Pete.
I'm Mario.
I'm Eddie.
And I'm Jonathan.
We'll catch you on the next episode.
Bye.